So once again, the National Weather Service plays conservative, brings up winter storm warnings and watches in different parts of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, then drops them and now brings them back again. This is how you confuse the public, and the public no longer wants to trust you. You should not let politics control the forecasts you put out. This before was a winter weather advisory. They filled this in. They literally are back in square one the same way they did before. But you know what? I don't think the warnings are extended enough. I really don't. Latest model indications really support, at least I would say this area up in this, all this right here, does support at least a winter storm warning. I'm going to keep Long Island just out of it because there's going to be a tight thermal gradient right along here. So I think all of these counties up Sussex, all this, Southwest Connecticut, Southern New York, they should all go over to winter storm warnings, including the areas up over here, because this is a lot more moisture-laden storm. So this whole area, here, 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 and here, except for these areas down here, to go to winter storm warning. So if we go over to the most recent models, which I actually have saved in my downloads folder. Keep in mind, guys, this was a trend starting from the last runs of the WRF R and the WRF N. Okay, last night's run. So you go over to the RGM and it holds that course from what the idea was. But look at the NAM at 4 kilometers. Most recent run. You know what's going to happen, right? The RGM hasn't really changed too much. It's still on the right track, really keeping a tight, heavy snow gradient like that. It really just kind of holds it in like that. Maybe, maybe a little bit like this more. Something like that. See, I live right here, and, I'm always on the edge of the worst of it, but I can promise you I don't wish cast because I would disappoint myself, make myself want to cry if I wish cast. But yeah, I'm on the edge of all the fun stuff all the time, but I have to be realistic. So that's that. But the NAM 4 kilometer, look what it really does. It really hits northern New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, this whole area right here is different and leaves Boston almost nothing. Now, right now, I think the WRF models probably have the best hold on it, but this coming in that aggressive is telling me that these two are going to come in more aggressive, and I believe the RGM is going to probably also come in more aggressive as well. So we have that to be down with, but now we're going to go a little bit deeper and go on tropical tidbits because I noticed something that kind of caught my attention. Okay, so if we go over to the NAM at 4 kilometers, right, we're going to go down to our northeast corridor. So we're going to just kind of see how it plays out. Alright? Plays out like that. As it's pulling away, then at last minute changes the rain. But where I live, I don't get rain on this latest run. So if we go over to radar MSLP, you can see the intensity levels of the precipitation coming through. Okay, so that's that right there. Alright, if we go over to our 2-meter dew point temperatures, I believe it was around hour 15. You see, it's still below freezing. This is telling me this storm's going to trend even colder, and already models are busting on how warm it's trying to make it when the storm comes up. Go over to our 2-meter air temperature, again, below freezing. And you know what models had this idea last night? WRF modules. Yeah, they had the idea last night. If we go over it real quick to our 850s, look at that right there. Do you see how far south these 850s are? It's below freezing. Rain? I don't know. I don't know if the NAM 4 kilometers is correct. Rain, big question. Okay, so we go over to the WRF ARW, right? And keep in mind that this was an older run. This was from a last night's run. So 27 hours matches 15. Look how intense this precipitation comes in. Look at that. it just barrels right through. So we go back over to here, and you can see that rain is just below over here. So we go over to our 2-meter dew point temperatures, below freezing again. Same, and the NAM just lined up to this today. I love these models. I saw what the HRRR is doing. I don't know if it's right. That has not actually nailed one forecast in my area yet this year. Yeah, it's 3 kilometers, and I'm gonna say that the HRRR model is to be used when the storm is literally on top of you. Even this time, I think its resolution does not do good at that range. So we go to our 850s. Lines up exactly with the 2-meter dew point, 2-meter air temperature. Same thing. This is from last night, so these models should be trending colder today. They should. Okay? Now we go over here. This is warmer, obviously, but you kind of get the same picture as well. You have a lighter precip, but it's still heavy. But it still drops a significant amount of snow. Go to our 2-meter dew points, and we're above freezing. 2-meter air temperature again, above freezing. But look at our 850s again. All the way down here. All the way down here. If the 850 millibar chart can hold cold, this is telling me that the surface can also potentially be cold as well. I mean, yes, it would melt as it comes down, but since the 850s are trending colder, you want to keep an eye on the surface trending colder, because there's always that possibility. So 850s are trending colder, the surface is trending colder but still warm. What does that tell you? If the 850s continue to trend colder, the surface more than likely will, which I think it will. I think it really will. When 850s trend colder, expect the surface to trend colder. That's all I'm saying. So we go over to the RGM, and look how precise it really is with the WRF modules and the NAM model. I'm sorry. It's actually the coldest, believe it or not. Well, beside the NAM 4KM, but even that it's out of its range, it's still consistent with cold air. I think it's snow and mix at my house, but it's this. I showed you guys the snowfall before, so we're not doing that. So, but if we go over to our 850s again, and the RGM hasn't really changed much either. I swear, if in the middle of my video, okay, I thought my internet went out. I would have been pissed. The 850s are definitely warmer, but if you look where the warm nose is, wait, did it just glitch for a second? I have to make sure it did not. No, okay, because it got stuck for a second, so I was make that assumption. You can kind of see it stays below freezing the entire time at 850 millibars. You have a warm nose in southeastern New England, so keep an eye on that as well. Go over to our 2-meter air temperature, and we are above freezing. However, the RGM has more widespread snow, more snow over a larger area, colder, snowier. 850s have trended colder, the surface has trended colder. Now, this is a rule that I go by. 850s are critical with this rain snow line stuff. Okay? Surface trends colder, 850s trend warmer, you get an ice storm. If the 850s trend colder and the surface trends colder, now you're talking about sleet, pretty much. But if that surface is trending colder with the 850 millibar chart, it could be snow. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. People that are down in the DC and Baltimore area, based off of what I saw before, let me go back to this real quick. This warm nose, I think the forecast that they put down for you guys is pretty reasonable. I think you guys should do very well with the forecast that the National Weather Service put out and what I put out for you guys as well. So I think you guys shouldn't have too much of a volatility issue down there. So I'm going to leave it at that yeah, that's basically what I see with this storm right now, and the National Weather Service is just completely lost. Like, if we go over to NOAA real quick, right? Of course, it's going to take a little while to load, and that's always fun. But, let me just close this out real quick, these two things. I think the DC-Baltimore area, I think my forecast that I put out for you guys is, you know, pretty spot on with what they put out for you guys as well. It's amazing how I have one county away from a winter storm warning. And the last storm I overperformed with like 6.2 inches of snow. So it's just taking a little while to load. So maybe I might not actually wait, and I might just go on another site or probably just end this video. But I know you guys in DC and Baltimore are curious of what's going on. So let's see what's going on over here in the Baltimore area. Check out what they put down for you guys. I hate how NOAA's website is always like this. It's always this slow. Always this slow. And it's really annoying. So, you know, I'm literally either about to end this video or I'm going to go on another site because this is really annoying. Yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for that. We're going to go on Good Old Weather Channel. Good, yeah. Good Old Weather Channel. Alright, we're going to check the Baltimore, Maryland area. Oh, also my best friend lives out in Easton, Pennsylvania. He's just going to get hit. Lehigh Valley, this is your storm, you guys. A lot of models want to nuke you, pretty much. So snow should be getting heavier over time, but the forecast that they put out for you guys, I like this 3 to 6 inches. I think it's very good. Snow to sleet, icy cools of trace to a few hundredths of an inch. I think it's really good for the Baltimore area. If we go over to Washington, D.C. real quick. See, I mostly usually cover the Northeast Corridor. But when there's a snowstorm that's close to the Northeast Corridor and it's about to impact the South hard or harder, I do cover those areas, but I'm not going to go too much detail. I do have you guys in my map though. For the DC area, I like how they have the 2 to 4 inches. I think it's perfectly fine. So this is my video. You guys can watch it. I think that models are going to pull surprises. I think that the HRRR model is not going to catch on until the actual storm is dropping precipitation in my area, New Jersey, southern New England. That's when it's really going to catch on, because 3 kilometer is an incredibly short range. Like, you have to really use the HRRR model when it's on top of you. That's how I like to use it, at least. Well, this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoy.